send that out if it doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah, I have the recording too, so if we have any issues, but Gracie, you should be able to record now.
Yes.
And then if anyone else wants, just let me know and then I can give you permission. So Vaughn, were you wanting to run as well? Or are you voting? Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I guess let's see how much time we probably should go ahead and start giving our pitches, or how do you guys want to do this?
It sounds good to me.
Okay.
Does anyone want to start?
I mean, I can go ahead if you guys want.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So my name's Felix. You guys may have seen me. I've created content around Eden and EOS. I was the chief delegate in the last pre-trial election, and so now we're here for the official election, and I'm hoping to kind of take what I've learned from the first election, or my first trial in as a delegate, and continue to build on top of that moving forward. So right now we're broken up into 36 groups. So budget, the first budget, I needed to do the math for that, but it's smaller funding. So the way I was thinking is, what I would use this first level of budget is, I think it's important that Eden continues to have media communications, especially content. I think it's more absorbable. It's easier to be able to go to a video and kind of get highlights. So I would like to dedicate and make like an Eden podcast where depending on what level that I reach will depend on how frequent I do them. I was thinking probably bi-weekly. And if I were to get higher up, obviously I do want to take all ideas into consideration. And what I think is that we need to be voting on representatives versus ideas, because you might have a lot of ideas, but we won't know until after this election's over what ideas were the best. And I think it would be best for the representatives to be able to come together and then rediscuss with the community and get input on what direction the community would like to go with funding these projects. And so my kind of hopes of what I would bring as a representative would be, I would like, my representative duties would be to cover with content via the Eden podcast, but then also use my experience in project controls to kind of be like our project controls analyst for Eden. So I would like to get involved with all the projects that are going on and be able to capture all the activity, the reports, the forecasts, the budget spending, and then be able to capture that and make content on that, so that the Eden community will be able to easily go to a place to digest that information. And you know, let's keep Eden transparent. I really believe that that's at the core. The most important thing about blockchain is transparency, and being on a video and sharing that, yeah, I think is the best way to keep that open communication with the community. So yeah, that's my pitch.
Very cool.
If you guys have any questions, probably we can do questions afterwards, but if you would like to go, Gracie, or anyone else.
Do anyone have questions, or I will go my pitch first?
I think we're good with you going, Gracie.
Okay. I'm Gracie. I'm very excited to join the first election. And I'm the CEO of JBB.1. Maybe you don't know, but it's a blockchain game platform in China. And I'm the inventor of almost all the Chinese Eden members. My team have worked on EOS since the mainnet launch, and we believe that any asset with value should be exchanged as quick as information with Web 3.0. And that's the reason why our team moved from Ethereum to EOS. And all these years, we have worked to provide tools and platforms that enable people to choose better ways to improve their lives and secure their liberty and their property. And I think that blockchain should really offer is not only an economic closed loop, like what most of the projects are trying to achieve now, but viable enough to be an ecosystem where inter-recycle can be formed. When I began to work on EOS, I believe it would achieve this dream. Now, I only say we are not giving up yet. I think for the public chain, it's very important to bring up consist through official promotion. I'm not blame B1 or the BPs now. Even we all know how serious about the user loss in EOS and how harmful it is when users leave the system. But now we are all here. We have Eden, we have EOS Foundation. We should find for ourselves now. Actually, there are many good projects on EOS, but there are not enough users that can make these teams sustain their project. Personally, I know several people, their first attempt at DeFi was actually on EOS. Then they went to the DeFi project on Ethereum or BSC because there are more users and more opportunities. Although they always complain about the gas or something else and keep saying the experience on EOS is much better, they will not come back. Therefore, like many members, I think the most important thing for EOS now is marketing. But I also have some different points to share. I think simple marketing and storytelling will not work well for now. If EOS is a new project, it might be. But with all the ups and downs that happens on EOS, it really needs something better than that. As we all know, a user decide to join a blockchain ecosystem is primarily determined by the interest and wealth effect of the project on this chain. Users cannot truly be part of EOS ecosystem unless they use and enjoy the dApps or projects. So we need a more suitable plan for the current situation, like spend more time on user support to allow users to find projects easily and use them. We need to be prepared before we start marketing. And as I shared before in the forum before, such as guidance for onboard users, project library, EOS related authoritative medium. So in this election, I will not talk about my own project. And surely I will not spend Eden's money on my project too. First, my project is now in one of the hottest new trends, MFT, GameFi, Metaverse, and I'm more prefer Eden's money can spend on where can bring the greatest benefit to the EOS community. And for now, I think that will be EOS user support project. Even though EOS is on pace to deliver on its promise, it still lack a lot. It still lack a lot due to poor onboarding and user experience. Our goal is to set EOS apart from its competitors through an official user support service provided by community members. With EOS user support, ultimately, everyone can enjoy EOS benefit. Actually, I'm really nervous.
You're doing great.
Yeah, it's. I think actually at first for the election, I think we should support for some projects like or the already running project like BPs or something. But when we met this project and met Randall, I think this is my best choice. So hope you vote for me. Even if not, I will continue to contribute to EOS community and create a better future.
Cool.
Thank you.
Jonathan, do you have a statement? You're not to vote, you're only voting?
You were you asking Vaughn that?
Có老师
Yeah, Van, do you want to look at the chat real quick?
Oh no,
来
again.
等会儿啊，
Just so you
No,
guys know, I said I was recording, but I ran out of storage, so it stopped mid talk. So sorry about that. I hope you guys have it.
That's no worries, I got it.
Okay, good.
Hey,
Van, are you only voting, or would you like to run in the election?
does not work better for you.
I didn't catch that.
I think he read the message I sent.
Oh.
Well, I guess, do you guys have any questions, or how do you guys want to proceed? We have, right now, my meeting timer says just under 19 minutes.
So Gracie, what are some of the first things that you do if elected? Sorry. Just I'm new here. I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything. So just if you were to simplify some of that, like what would you what are some of the first things that you'd work on, I guess?
First, I will work with your user support.
Cool.
Yeah, and then actually there is a lot of project that reach us because they want to like do marketing or do something with the Chinese community. And then I'm love to work with all of them if we figure out a way that we think it's all good.
Cool.
Yeah, but for now, it's why I choose the user support. Is I think even if we just do the marketing and the people comes in, they try to use EOS and then they don't know how, or they just cannot find the project they want, or they just maybe they feel not happy, and then they will
Right. So you just want to make it nice and easy for them to get in, and then
yeah.
and then the community can be bigger and stronger. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, and then
Really?
because EOS it's not a new chain anymore. If it's a new one, it's you can tell any story you want. Some people will buy it, but EOS is not. So EOS need better things.
Cool. I like that. Felix, do you have your eye on any people that you'd like to bring in on the podcast? Like, do you have guests lined up, or like kind of a direction that you'd like to go with that?
Yes, so what I was thinking for it being an Eden driven podcast to have, I feel like there'd be a lot of different ideas that could be implemented. I think it'd be kind of cool to have where we could have guest highlights, or not guest highlights, community highlights. So we have other members be able to come on board and start to honestly develop a character. In a sense, I feel like, I mean, I'm not sure. We will see how this election plays out, but I do feel like I have a little bit of an advantage in the sense that people have seen my face. I would assume the majority of the community has seen it just from the content I have. And so that starts to build trust. It's hard to build trust when you don't see a face. And yeah, so that's one idea. But like I said, I do like the idea though too of having these podcasts centered around the projects that are going on that is being currently funded by Eden. And yeah, to speak onto a little of what Gracie was talking about, I definitely agree that we need support with the EOS community. I think Joshua Seymour, he was working with Randall on developing the EOS support, and that has, I think, started from the Eden community, or at least the Eden community members. So I definitely think that will continue to receive funding, and yeah, I think that overall, I think going into this first election, I think the most important thing is Eden is an amazing application that's being built on EOS. That in itself helps Eden. I think we have to get Eden to a place of sustainability before we can start to really spread ourselves out to other projects. So I think any projects that are helping like EOS support that's kind of driven on Eden are the projects that should seek funding first. But obviously, you know, I think it's also very good to be transparent with the community and get the voice from the community versus, you know, one person. And that's why we are here. But
Right. Cool. If a podcast were to start, it'd be good to try to like team up with somebody from the Chinese community as well, and then you could like do two versions, I guess, so everybody's included too. Just a thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool too, depending on how well the podcast is, to actually have a separate. I mean, you like one that would be Chinese speaking, so but then also like kind of they would apply the same format of however this podcast, if the podcast, you know, once we reach a level of like, okay, this is a cool format that the Eden community really starts to like, we could then reach out to you know, the Chinese community that be able to do the same thing but have their own, you know, and help bring communication about that.
That'd be cool. Hey Felix, your voice has gone a little fuzzy. Is your fan on? I can't hear you.
Is that better?
A little bit better. Can you guys hear him?
So,
Okay, good. So I guess what we're all getting at is that like accessibility is a main concern, just for new people coming in. So yeah,
is there a possibility everybody makes a short statements, because I would like to mention some short important things and use the choice to give my personal message to the delegates. Okay.
Were you? So could you say that again, Sven? You want us to give a statement, and then you can go ahead if you'd like.
Okay, thank you. Then I go ahead. So my opinion, we want to make EOS and Eden, yeah, sounds like great again, yes. And I see two major issues. I see the onboarding of new Lucy, like new users, like Gracie told us. It's important, especially in the Asian community. Yes, they have big troubles because of China and crypto ban, and it's not so easy. So if we help our Chinese members, I think we can support the whole ecosystem. And I think important also is the NFT space, because NFTs are linked to games. Yes, many people are playing games and just for fun or play to earn, working with atomic assets as a whitelister. So I see many projects each day and see the potential of NFTs. And this is from my point of view an important statement to push the NFT space, and the EOS community is not so well as Vex it does, yes, and also from my point of view, and it's also EOSIO. And another aspect is that we do not use the EOS as payment, as money. So sometimes I suggest to create plugins or modules for online shops like WooCommerce or Shopify to accept EOS or stablecoins, USD or Euro stablecoins for payments directly. So because then it's a really use case to use it for payment. So these are my personal important points. So looking for onboarding new users, like free accounts. Yes, there are possibilities, but it's not clear what is the best recommended one. Yes, it's to split it in. I cannot create a free account with Anchor Wallet, for example. Maybe this is an issue to onboard, or you can make it better. And yes, and support the Chinese community, and especially NFT-based projects on EOS. Yes, this was my statement. Thank you.
Sounds good.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but Graymass, so Aaron Cox from Graymax, he released a statement there. I'm not sure if it's complete yet, but they're working, or if that's what they're working on, but that is something too that I think funding should go towards to help support. They're building, so right now currently you can set up an account relatively easy on an iOS phone. You just pay $2, and then they're working on rolling that out on Android. And then but the cool thing, the one cool feature that I saw, now I don't know, like I said, if this is a suggestion or if this is something that they're planning on building out, but they're getting to a point where you can be able to pay for an account, and then you can send the link to somebody, and then they can set up their account for free. So I think that's cool, because yeah, that right there, I agree. It is, we need to have a place where we can get new users for free. There's no barrier to entry other than, hey, you sign up. And I think getting EOS out into the hands of new people is the best way. So in the last election, I've pitched that idea, and it's still an idea that I would like to use when I think the time is right, but to get in a sense like an EOS faucet going, where EOS is dripping out to be used to just be dispersed out and given out to people, brand new people, bringing new people on. It can be just a little bit of EOS, but it's the fact that if somebody has now a cryptocurrency, when the crypto markets get hot again, everyone's talking crypto, and then it's like, oh, well, I got this one for free. And then, hopefully with the appreciation of the price of EOS, that gets people talking about EOS, because then they can talk to it. They're like, oh, well, I got this for free on this wallet. This is how it works. And then they can also see how fast it is to transact. And that's what sets EOS apart from all the other cryptocurrencies, is the technology. And so that is something that I would as well be open to supporting, moving into further elections, or if I were a delegate, elected as a delegate. But, so I guess my final statement before we go around is, right now I would still like to continue to hold my position of being receiving votes as a delegate. It's dependent on this room though, because I am open. I want to reach consensus, ideally a unanimous consensus on electing a winner. But my promise to this group, if I were to be elected as a delegate, is I think we're all kind of very on the same page of onboarding and user experience is key. And so, my promise is just to keep things transparent, making content around this. I would like to work with the Chinese community, and Gracie, you've said you've reached, that you've brought in a lot of Eden community members. So if you are kind of like one of the leaders, I would definitely want to talk to you and get more insight and feedback from you on what you would like to have built, because I definitely would like to see that the Chinese Eden community be able to have a bigger voice, because I do think it is hard with the communication between the Western and Eastern, EOS community members, but you seem, your English has been really well. Your pitch was nice. And so like, I do think that's important, is that we have leaders within this Eden community working with each other to build and help kind of eliminate that barrier of the communication layer.
Ooh.
I definitely want to work with you if we have something we can work together. Because it's the East community is very difficult to they are very difficult to explain their project and promote their project to the West community. And then actually there is a lot of Chinese team, they are doing very good job, but nobody knows. And in China, because EOS is not the people's favorite, and then nobody use it. And then they are still keep working on it. So I really want to speak for them. And I really want someone else can also speak for them too. Thank you.
So is this where we vote?
So the timer says we have about 3.5 minutes left. We'll have an additional 10 minutes after this. The Zoom call might continue to go on. It's limited to 40 minutes for a free account, but you know how sometimes a free account can be extended. So we just, after that, we'll have to keep, we'll have 10 minutes to vote. But yeah, you can vote now. You can change your votes throughout as well. So you'll see, like right now, I'll submit my vote, but then I can still change it. I think I saw Sven voted for Gracie.
Oh.
And so now you see how it shows that there's the two blocks.
Vote. Because you both have so unique standing points from my point of view. I'm a little bit more because the Asian factor is so important, and so my vote is a little bit more in the direction to Gracie. But of course, you're Felix, from my point of view, you're an excellent, also would be an excellent representative and delegate. So it's difficult, but we have only one vote. But if the community say will change, the others here in the group, I think I can switch into the consensus of the center of mass. Yes. One step. Really has 2 votes. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we should vote for ourselves, right? Just we need to vote. If we are running for the election, we need to vote for ourselves, right?
Yes, if you're wanting to advance. So yeah, so it seems things are swinging your way. So like I said, I'd like to reach consensus. I guess if you guys want to go with Gracie, then I'll go with Gracie as well. I guess my last little pitch back to try to win you guys' votes again is, I do feel like I have contributed, a good amount towards Eden publicly. So I have that track record. I believe Gracie. All I'm saying is, moving into further election or further rounds, I guess we'll see how it plays out. But what are your, I guess, how do you feel about supporting something like a podcast, sort of like what my pitch was? If you get to a level of if you move further along in the election?
I think supporting a podcast it's actually we doing podcast too, but it's in the crypto game area, and we are talk about only EOS and crypto game. And I think it's a very good way to reach the people not really involved yet, and then yeah, it's a good way.
Mhm. Yeah, I too think a podcast is a great idea. Nothing against that at all. Yeah, I don't know. Just I liked your pitch, Gracie, and after reading your bio, it looks like you have quite a bit of experience across the board. So I decided to vote your way.
Thank you.
But no offense, Felix. I think like both would be great, and it'd be cool if you guys could collaborate somehow.
Sorry, where can I see who votes for whom?
Yeah, well, it shows underneath, it says who you're voting for. Or yeah, right now she's got 4 votes. I don't know what Vaughn's doing. But I mean, as of now, Gracie will move on. So congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you guys. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess technically the Zoom call was supposed to end now, but like I said, I think with free, that's just the time limit that they did the 40 minutes just in case, like with the assumption that Zoom will kick you out because everyone with a free account only gets 40 minutes. But yeah, we can stay on here, or since we've kind of reached consensus, I guess we're welcome to leave as well. But if we wanted to chat or talk about things, we can do that. But the votes won't get submitted till 9:01 officially, like on the smart contract itself. So
Cool.
but yeah, so Gracie, the only thing I would like to add a little bit now that you're going to be our delegate and representing our voice is, you did say that you wanted to, you believe marketing as well. So depending on how you vote, or if you continue to move up, just if that can be something that you really keep in mind, is we do need, like I said, my belief is the most important thing about blockchain is transparency. Media communications and being able to absorb content through video is, I think, huge as well. So I think we need to have someone in the community to have some sort of funding set aside for something like that. I will continue to do my contributions to the Eden community through content, but it's limited to what the time I'm willing to volunteer, essentially. And so that will only go so far. Once we have some money that actually is it's providing, you'll get better content. It aligns incentives with people, and I think you'll just get better content. So that was kind of my hopes, was just, okay, let's start to build something to where it's like, okay, now this is a dedicated job. And that's kind of how I think representatives and delegates should start to think about this, because now you're holding a position within the Eden organization. And so now you have a responsibility to Eden. And obviously the first round, 36, I'd have to do the math. It's a small amount of EOS, but the higher up you move, the higher the responsibility as a delegate, I think. And then I do think we will start to see delegates taking some money and using that as a form of payment. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're spending a lot, you're putting your own hard work and time into it. It's just, I think that needs to be decided by the community too, is like, what is a fair pay rate? What do you think is a fair pay rate for me to take for the duties that I'm fulfilling as a delegate?
It's definitely makes sense. And I like that way too. It's actually, I have post something on the formula, and then it's about, I think maybe it's as an Asian way. We like things to like have one text, and then you finish, and then we goes to the next. We don't like the way we just pay the money for the guy, and then no matter how you use it, you just give me a little bit feedback. We don't like this kind of way. We like to do it one by one like that. Maybe it's an Asian way, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. Like I said, I hope to, it's cool that everything is transparent because, you know, I ideally, hopefully we get funding because for media, but as far as like my contributions, I do want to continue to follow these projects. And, you know, right now we're all recorded, everything's transparent as well. But following these projects is going to really, like, further elections are going to be very interesting as well, because now we're going to be looking back at bigger funding. I'm like, okay, how did you deploy that? And then I just think if we have, hopefully, like I said, from my efforts and then other efforts within the community of media coming out, following these projects and these delegates, it's going to help build a sense of character of who these people are, and do we trust them moving forward in future elections, or, you know, should we end up trying other people who are running?
Yeah, media is definitely important. When I just jump in the blockchain things, and then I just check YouTube and watch the YouTube videos and a lot of things, and then I get to know it well. It's definitely useful.
Influencers
Modern way.
becoming more and more important. Whole marketing, I see it in other projects of mine. You can make SEO, you can make advertisers, but more and more of marketing comes over influencers. 100%. It's so important to don't miss this out. This medium, this the influencer, the influence of influencer.
You're saying marketing towards influencers?
So, pardon?
Where, like you were saying, put marketing towards influencers?
Towards. Don't understand this. Not
like directing marketing funds to bring on board influencers, or?
Yes, this was the idea of our initial idea of voice.com example, but the influence of influencers is because the human brain has only a limited focus of attention. We have limited time, and attention is like money. This is very important to communicate something, and so influencers have the ability to reach a lot of people. If an influencer says EOS is new holy shit, yes, then everyone will buy EOS. But most influencers are from Ethereum community and the other chains like Polkadot and Solana, and EOS is it's very rare that influencers are talking about EOS from my point of view, and I don't know the English and German community, and I don't know how it is in Asia. I have no idea how works something in Asia, sorry, but it's important. Influencers are yes, it's there's no way around influencers for marketing of everything in the future from my point of view.
I agree. That's how I got
Continue.
my pitch on bringing onboarding creators, but it's been difficult because the thing I've run into is a lot of creators they're hesitant about crypto because, you know, there's a lot of scams in crypto, and then people don't want to align their brand with something that they believe, you know, that they're unfamiliar with, and they feel like it can impact their brand in a bad way. So that is a difficult thing, but, you know, building more on top of EOS and making that a better, you know, the thing is too, right now it's all about the price. If EOS is in the top 5, you will have more influencers who will consider EOS, because then they just go to CoinMarketCap, or if people are talking about EOS and they see how much people make. But if we have some good applications though that people are using and having fun, like
Looks like we have
you know,
about 10 seconds left. Just let me know.
oh, gotcha.
But good luck, Gracie. If this is it.
Again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. Oh, also, I would recommend everyone check out, if you haven't, that Violet. So us Eden members, we have exclusive access to that. That's a social media like voice that's being built by an Eden community member, John Williamson. I don't know if you all is aware about that, but yeah, we have access to that, so you can start to receive tokens, and that is right now looking like what could potentially become like the social media app from Eden.
Cool. I like the sounds of that.
It's violet.garden. If I'm